an undisclosed location in America. Here's another episode. This is episode 10 of Card to Card. And this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the mysterious Gumberoo. And this is a card from the MetaZoo Cryptid Nation. This is a second edition card. There's a picture of the Gumberoo. A fearsome critter. Date of birth 1910. So what in the world is a Gumberoo? I was very interested to look into this, and I think I actually have an answer as to what a Gumberoo is. So back in the 1800s and early 1900s, lumberjacks were reporting seeing these creatures in the woods, and they would like burrow themselves inside of old burnt out tree stumps and stuff like that. They were very large, the size of a black bear. They were said to have a voracious appetite. Would just devour anything they could get their hands on. It's kind of like a big scavenging type animal. And they're described as having no hair, and that their hides were like impenetrable. Like if you shot them, it was said that the bullet would ricochet right back between your eyes. And there's actually some legendary stories written about the Gumberoo. And they do have a weakness. Their weakness is fire. So it is said that the only way to destroy a Gumberoo is to burn it. And they're very flammable, and that they would explode in a fire. And were actually blamed for causing forest fires to spread back in those days. So very scary. I can't imagine running into that. Now, a lot of these, and also, when they would explode, it was noted there was like a rubber-like burnt rubber smell in the air, and it was said that if you breathe in those fumes, that you could develop lung diseases. So crazy stuff. So what's my thoughts on the Gumberoo? I think this is actually an actual, for real creature. You know, a lot of these creatures are maybe just someone dressed up in a suit or something like this, but I believe these were actual creatures. Now, I have a picture here of the first picture that I'm going to show is a picture of an artist rendition of the Gumberoo. This is an old picture drawn. This was actually in the book describing the Gumberoo. As you can see, looks a lot like a bear, like a bloated bear there, and the looks like it's wanting to come out and eat things. And you can see the lumberjack there, very alarmed that he has stumbled across the Gumberoo. All right. And so let's take a look at the card. The artwork is fantastic. As you can see, the Gumberoo here in the forest here. The right settings there. Poncho, artist. Shout out Poncho. Great art. Does some really good artwork in this. And it says reduce all combat damage Gumberoo would take to 0. If Gumberoo takes damage, I think it's fire. So maybe, oh yeah. If Gumberoo takes damage from a fire page or is inflicted with whatever that is, it explodes, is placed in the afterlife, and you take 50 damage. So really cool they kind of integrated the legend of the Gumberoo and some of the backstory of the Gumberoo in here. And recoil, you may reduce recoil's damage to 0 after, okay. We'll read the flavor text in a minute. But I actually have a video of what I think the actual Gumberoo is. And this was actual video shot, and you tell me if you think this is what people were seeing back then as a Gumberoo. Let's roll that. Okay, thank you for that fantastic footage. Now that footage is actually not, that may be considered a Gumberoo, but that is actually a black bear that has had mange or something and has lost its hair. And I have another picture here to show of what these guys probably saw as a Gumberoo. Now this is another picture of, you can see a lot more detail in the picture here. This is a black bear that has suffered hair loss, and as you can see, very creepy looking creature, and it's very, very similar to what they're describing there with the being the Gumberoo. Really cool picture there. And as you can see, it also kind of resembles the Gumberoo. You can see its claws, you can see its skin. It has a little bit of hair around the face. So I am pretty sure that the Gumberoo was a real creature, but was actually a hairless black bear. I mean, they even describe him as about the size of a black bear. So, and black bears, they live in trees. They burrow in those for hibernation. They have a voracious appetite, just like the Gumberoo. So, in my mind, this one is solved. The Gumberoo was a creature that was actually a black bear that was hairless. And as you can see, a black bear without hair looks very different and very scary, and would definitely cause you to raise an eyebrow and like, what in the world was that creature? Now, I don't know about the when they burn up and explode in fires and that sort of thing. In the rubbery smell, I'm not sure what can explain that. I don't know what a burnt bear smells like, so maybe they have a rubber-like smell if they burn. Also, don't know if a bear would explode. Like, some things explode when they're in a fire, so I don't know. Very interesting. And oh yeah, we'll read the flavor text here. It does say, "You're rubber and I'm glue. Whatever you throw at me bounces off of Gumberoo." And as we discovered, the Gumberoo has a very tough hide that you cannot penetrate. And they were thought to have been completely impenetrable and unkillable unless they were burned in a fire. So, thank you for watching. I love doing these videos. I know there's a few of you out there who really enjoy them. Hey, they're fun to make, and I'm going to keep doing them. This was a very fun one to make. I learned a lot about the Gumberoo, and I think we've solved this mystery. And what a cool entry into the card set, the old Gumberoo. So that's one of the reasons I love these. They're based on real things, real stories, and it's fun to kind of look into the ones that you've never heard of and see just what the deal is with this creature. All right, so if you're walking out in the woods, keep your eyes out.